In this episode, we're going to explore the simplicity and power of labels. Confluence uses familiar social networking features to share information, such as the dashboard, the network, comments, likes, and the share button. Confluence spaces, which act as containers to separate information into logical chunks, create a flexible framework for knowledge building and sharing. However, no matter how flexible a framework might be, it's still a framework. In the real world, people don't always work that way. To make Confluence even more adaptable to our real-world projects and creative applications, we're going to borrow from yet another powerful social tool, designed to spread ideas and bring information together quickly and easily. We're going to borrow from Twitter. Twitter uses hashtags, which are basically simple labels, to tie together thousands of different tweets, images, or videos in a way that makes content easy to find. Labels can be attached to most types of content and don't require a framework. Labels adapt to the needs of your teams and projects, bringing everything together whenever you need it. We'll look at attaching labels to content and how to use them for searching, plus some macros that will help with task management and in finding labeled content across your site. Let's jump in. Before we dive into Confluence, let's look at this typical scenario. Our company has just started urgent work on changes to one of our existing products. This work was unplanned and, although complex, needs to be organized and carried out quickly. Our project involves 3 separate teams: our design team, our engineering team, and our testing team. These 3 teams will not only be updating pages on their own team spaces, but also on several knowledge bases and documentation spaces inside Confluence. We're also working directly with external suppliers. Our suppliers will be sending us several documents through email, which our teams will need access to. Our project manager needs to bring all of the information produced from our 3 separate teams and our external suppliers together. She may also need to calculate the total workload remaining for the project at any point in the project lifecycle. Using labels, each of our teams can work as normal, but where they create content related to this new project, they simply label that content. Our project is called Project 51, so we'll simply call our new label Project 51. In the project management team space, our project manager writes a blog post discussing the new project. This lets everyone in our company know that this piece of work is underway and what it's about. The blog post also lets everyone know about the new label, Project 51, and the blog post itself carries this label. In the product design team space, our design team label all the pages related to the design for this new project. The label they use is, of course, Project 51. They don't need to do anything else, simply work as normal. Our design team also create a task list on one of these labeled pages to keep track of the work their team needs to do, and when they complete a task, they just mark it done using the task checkbox. In the project engineering team space, our engineers organize a team meeting about the new project. They create meeting notes and label the meeting notes page with a Project 51 label. During the meeting, they update the action items list in the meeting notes. This creates a very simple and straightforward set of tasks for their part in the project. Our testing team receives several files from our suppliers through email, which they upload as attachments to a file list in their own team space. Once the files are uploaded as attachments to Confluence, they open the properties page for these attachments and add the Project 51 label by clicking on the pencil icon. Our team also have several tasks to carry out for this project, so they place a task list on one of their pages and label that page with the Project 51 label. As the project continues, some of our team members write new knowledge base articles and also update pages in our documentation spaces related to this product. They also label these pages with a Project 51 label. You can, of course, attach more than one label to a piece of content if you need to. So, if any of these pages are also relevant for other projects, we simply attach more labels. You are not limited to using labels only to identify projects. You can use labels to classify products or creative works, departments, team ownership, or categories. You can create labels for anything. Now, let's open the full search page by hitting Enter in the search bar and see how we can quickly locate our labeled content. In the Content section, click on Add a Filter and then select Label. Now, enter the Project 51 label and hit Enter. All of the content across our entire site labeled with our project name is displayed. By clicking through the Type section, we can easily find the content we're looking for, such as pages, blog posts, spaces, or even attachments. There is a lot more we can still do with labels, so next, let's open our project management space. If I open this Active Projects page in the sidebar, we can see that we already have a number of projects listed which contain project details for our management team. We don't have Project 51 shown, so I'll create a new page for this. On this page, I'll type the heading Tasks, and then click the Insert More Content button, then Other Macros. To find the task report, we simply search for the word Task in the search box. With the Task Report macro open, we simply enter Project 51 in the label box and click on Insert. The Task Report macro will show all of the tasks from all of the pages across our entire site tagged with our label. It's that easy. I can also generate a list of all labels being used on our site by inserting the Labels List macro. This can be useful for project managers and team leaders. To find other macros designed to help when working with labels, search for the word Label in the search box. There are quite a few more available. When we're done, we simply publish the page. Now we can see a list of all outstanding tasks from all of our teams, and also a list of all the labels being used. Many other available macros have options to select specific labels when they run, not just the task report. So look out for label options inside many other macros as you get used to working with Confluence. And that's us. Labels are simple for everyone to use, yet they have the power to see through masses of information, showing you exactly what you need. The only thing required to make labels work for you is to make using labels a habit. Enjoy and have fun.